Do you love trains and do you love miniatures? Then this model railroading episode is for you. These tiny trains aren't just toys, they're engineering marvels, rolling through landscapes that are breathtakingly detailed. When I got here, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I was curious, but I didn't know very much about model training. But there are so many people at these exhibits that want to help you and tell you more. And I had a chance to talk to a couple of them, Darcy and Doug, and you'll meet them later in the video. Whether you're a lifelong train lover or just discovering this incredible hobby, stay with me as we meet some of Canada's most passionate model train builders. You won't believe what they've built.
I'm the Vice President of the Rocky Ridge Model Rail Club. We're based out of Martinsville, Saskatchewan. And we are here in Moose Jaw attending their annual train show. And it's always really been a really good venue for us. So we enjoy the traveling down. What I can tell you about the Model Rail Club life is it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of collaboration. It's a fellowship, and it's also a bit of a service to the community because we do a lot of volunteer work here and there, and fundraising as well. It's a lot of fun.
Darcy, tell me about this display. It looks like you brought this from Martinsville. That's just outside of Saskatoon. Hours and hours on the highway to get it here today, and it looks great. How do you get it all the way from Martinsville here?
Believe it or not, this layout is 56 feet long, 14 feet wide. It's probably the largest layout you're going to find in Saskatchewan and potentially even Western Canada. It is very expansive for a single club layout. Believe it or not, all of this goes into a 14-foot trailer. We do a fair bit of traveling to get number one, get the club name out there, and number two, to engage people and the public and people like you to help get the word out when it comes to model railroading. All the modules come apart, they go stacked into cabinets, and then we roll it on and we secure it all down and we tie it to the back of a truck and off we go. My favorite part of the hobby is the actual scenery, is doing the scenery. It's a very forgiving part because if you break it, you just cover it up with something else. So it's just much easier to work with scenery than it is sometimes to work with weathering cars and locomotives and things like that. So,
how does a person get into it? Do I have to have a lot of trains to get into model railroading?
Nope. No, our most recent member joined us last year. At the very first show he attended, he borrowed one of my son's locomotives and ran his cars. He attended the banquet that night and he won his first caboose, and that's where it started. And now I think he's up to 3 or 4 locomotives and a handful of cars, right? He'd never been involved in a club prior to that.
So I can get started small.
Yes.
And with the expert mentorship of people who already are involved in it and love trains.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So pieces like this STARS exhibit, who owns this? Is it individual people?
It's one of our club members that came up with the concept, and he acquired all the parts and the pieces and he put it together. So for all intents and purposes, he owns it. We would just have to determine, if he decided to depart or leave the club for whatever reason, or retire, we would either purchase it from him or we would redo a new scene here with a different theme.
So you're running it off of this? You're running it all off this? Model trains have been chugging along in Canada for over a century. What started as simple toy trains has become a serious passion for thousands. so much detail, even a standoff with a bear. Camping in the trees. Canoeing under the bridge. Toot the horn, toot toot. Those poor guys camping, they've got 2 trains going right by them at the same time. Three trains at the same time. It's my lucky day. 3 trains. This one's blowing its horn. Are you driving this train? So tell me about the gauge of railroad that this display is.
This particular display is HO gauge. So it's larger than N scale. N scale is quite small, but it's smaller than O scale, which is the next scale up. HO, I would say, is probably the most common that you're going to see at these types of shows. There's a few N scales out there and a few O's, but I would say HO is probably the most popular.
Thank you, Darcy.
You're welcome.
Look who I found. It's Spike from the Wheatland Express train. I was just on your train. In fact, I was on your train when it was robbed. Yes, it was robbed, but they caught the bad guys in the end. Let's ask the nice people at home to check out that video next.
you have.
So many winks and nods
Uh-huh.
to old culture.
Yeah.
What fascinates me is the detail and the way that they create the surroundings and the settings for their trains. No matter what the gauge, and there are several different gauges of railroad here, there are such attention to detail in the settings. Some are authentic periods, some of them are futuristic, many of them are set in places that are far, far away from the Saskatchewan prairies. So interesting to see.